In this center, you're going to practice the studio habit of engage and persist. This habit says, I can learn to embrace problems of importance and develop focus within my work. So in this center, you're going to be practicing focusing on one task and persisting with that task, even if it gets difficult. So with your group, you will, as you see here on the instruction card, you'll use the blocks to build a tower as tall as possible. So it's not, today's goal is not to make something a realistic place or a realistic object or even something that you, not even asking you to be extremely creative with this. This is about seeing how tall you can build your blocks, okay? You can split into 2 teams if you choose, or you can work all together as one group. And if your tower falls, then keep trying. Don't give up. Start over again. Persist in what you're doing and just see how tall you can build that tower. Okay, so and if you're in 2 teams, you might even make it a little bit of a contest and see who can build the taller tower. So that is engage and persist. Our next studio habit is envision. This habit says that I can learn to mentally picture the next steps in my work. Artists need to be able to envision where they are going next, to come up with ideas, to use their imagination. So we're going to practice that here by following the instructions on the card that's at your table. And it explains to draw 2 noun cards from the pile. And I have a whole pile of picture cards. They're of nouns, people, things, objects. And you're going to, in your mind, you'll picture how you can combine the 2 objects in a creative way. Then you'll take that image from your mind and create a drawing of what you imagine. So I think it's kind of fun to not see what you're going to select and let it be a surprise. So if you take the stack and you just randomly draw 2 pictures, like I have a sandwich and a car. So I'm going to spend some time imagining how I can combine those 2 images in a creative way. Maybe a car sandwich or a sandwich that looks like a car. There's so many possibilities depending on what your image is. So after you have it in your imagination, then you'll take that and create a drawing of what you imagined. Our final studio habit that we're going to be exploring is express. And this habit says that I can learn to create works that convey an idea, a feeling, or a meaning. Often artists' work is more than making something that looks like the real thing or the real person or a real object. Often it's more about sharing a feeling, or it has a deeper meaning. So we're going to choose an emotion card and express that emotion using oil pastels. So I have these cards here. They have emojis on them, and it tells what the emotion is that emoji is showing. Your drawing doesn't have to be a face. In fact, you should definitely not just copy the emoji that's on the card. You're going to try to come up with a different way to show that emotion. So if you had surprised, instead of just drawing the surprised face like you see on the card, think about another way that you could use colors, shapes, and lines to create that mood in your picture. Maybe you would think of something that would be surprising and draw a picture of that. If you had happy instead of drawing a big smiley face, how could you show happiness without a face? Maybe draw a happy scene, something that would make you happy. Think about your colors. Same thing with excited. What are exciting colors, lines, and shapes that you could include in a picture? So you're going to use oil pastels to create that picture. Remember, we're not copying the emojis that are on the paper. We're creating a new way to show what those emojis represent.